the 2027 general election draws closer, political parties in Nigeria are putting final touches to see that they stand firm and then create a strong eligibility ground to contest in the election. One of the political parties I talked about is the African Democratic Congress, which has attracted a lot of back and forth in recent times, from the internal wrangling to court injunction, and now the ADC is standing firm with a chest squared high to see that they participate in the forthcoming election. And joining me to further this conversation is a stalwart of the African Democratic Congress, Honorable Helexia Fakuta Naiwa. She has been a member of the party and who also participated in the last general election. Honorable, it's a pleasure to have you on Political Affairs.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Indeed. Now, having set the premise for the conversation, I'd like you to tell me what the situation is like in the African Democratic Congress. Haven't gone to the court, haven't experienced the back and forth as regard to internal wrangling.
You see, African Democratic Congress is set on the right path as it is now. Yes, we had our challenges. Yes, we had our challenges in the party, and we faced them head up. And even when some people went around promoting some propaganda and lies against the party, saying we may not even be on the ballot, lo and behold, INEC brought out their timetable. ADC is number 6 on the timetable. We are selling our forms right now, and many Nigerians that really want a better Nigeria are coming, buying the form, and by the grace of God, ADC is emerging stronger than ever.
ADC is emerging stronger than ever. But in recent times also, I've seen where politicians, strong political juggernaut in Nigeria, defecting from one political party to the other, which the ADC is not exempted. The likes of Dr. Rabi Musa Konkoso and Peter Obi recently defected from the African Democratic Congress, citing certain irregularities and anomalies, and they have moved to the NDC. Hasn't that, in such a way, weakened the strength and stability of the African Democratic Congress?
Well, in every democracy, they say it's the game of number. And in every democracy or association, when one person leaves, definitely nobody is happy about it. But also there's freedom of association. You can't force somebody to stay in your political party. Of course, we were not happy, African Democratic Congress, as a party that they leave. But also, we can't hold them back to the party. And also remember, ADC was not formed for them. ADC was formed for Nigerian masses, and the masses are still with us. So ADC is standing still.
But I understand that there has been some back and forth as regard to the leadership of the party, whether at a national level or the state level. You can recall the Nafiu Bala saga that has generated some very heated debate, in the party, to the extent where, some issues were brought as regard to who is the authentic leader of the party. Has that undermined the credibility of the ADC?
ADC is waxing stronger. Yes, we had this issue. And ADC has always been the threat to the ruling party. The moment ADC started emerging, the ruling party has been restless. You can see even the interview of the president where he come out and say, I'm not scared. Yeah. And in normal day-to-day life, when somebody tell you I'm not scared, the person is actually terrified. So ADC met, you can see practically, you could see the body language, they were scared. They are still, because the masses were accepting ADC, seeing it as an option, seeing it as pathway for better Nigeria. So all the issues we were facing, the party that felt ADC was a threat, they were using all the system, all the institution against ADC. There are some things that even Nafiu's case is not even supposed to be heard. In a sense, society is not supposed to be heard. But why? We are opposition party. We cannot force court not to listen to him. And as you can see, Supreme Court said, even that status quo antebellum was even wrong to be given in the first place. It's just the issue of yes or no. The case was the matter of yes or no right from the High Court. They are not supposed to go that far. But what are we seeing today? They are using the institution, but we resist. And the reason why we resist, we keep resisting, and we are standing as a party is because we can't afford to disappoint the masses that see ADC as their alternative. People have gone through a lot. This is not a time where one will keep a selfish political ambition beyond the suffering of the masses. And ADC has given people that alternative. That's why, despite the challenges legally, despite the internal challenge where some malls around us, we are trying to destruct the party, we still resist and stand tall because this is about the Nigerian masses. This is not just about, it's not the politics as usual, where you say, I just want my own to lead. No. This is about the people.
It's about the people. Right?
It is.
All right. Now, well, the Nafiu Bala saga, it has to do with national issues in the ADC. But now, even before that, there has been an issue of leadership here in Adamawa State in the party. The likes of Comrade Chewu Yohana, had him having a feud with Datin and so on and so forth, to the extent that Comrade Chewu Yohana left the party, and I think now he is with the NDC. Talk to me. How has the issue is the issue resolved as regard to the leadership crisis here in Adamawa State of the party?
You see, I was the member of the transition committee. And remember, I contested on the African Democratic Congress House of Reps 2023. And Shehu was my secretary of the party. He was the state secretary of the party. So the first case he took to the court was even very malicious because nobody ever stopped him from partaking in the activities of the party. He was called to involve in the activities of the party, but he felt like his power has been reduced. It has to be him or nobody. And this is a serious business we are talking about. It's not about an individual. Many people were coming into the party, and you cannot handle anything. You are not even the chairman of the party. Even the first case, the judge you can see the judgment. It didn't mention him as chairman of the party. And despite that, our stakeholders, especially our party leader, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, he said, let's manage everybody for peace to reign to the time of Congress. And that's why you see, if you check in the past, they went on media saying all manner of things, but nobody ever responded. We just wanted peace around the party and for us to have a successful Congress. And when we came for the Congress, mind you, in fact, Shehu Yohana and his team were the first people to submit their forms for the Congresses. And it's all over the media. They had media there with the Congress committee. But when he realized that, in fact, the way they filled the form, they were in a hurry. They filled the forms so badly. When screening committee came out, some were not, some forms, positions were not on it. That there was no notary, there was a notary place, there was no notary on it. Some of the information they filled was wrong. So, and those forms, some of them had to be screened out. Despite that, he was there. There was a general election. The Congress is for everybody. If you want to be chairman, you are there, you contested with Sadiq Dasin. And the people give one voice for Sadiq Dasin all over the world. All over the media, there was congresses across the Adamawa. But now you felt, because it didn't favor you, you went to the court and said you need justice, that as chairman of the party, they didn't contact you to come and conduct the congresses. Now your ghost come, is it your ghost that come and submit the application letter or went on media and say you feel you are partaking in the congresses? No, it was you. But unfortunately, I don't know how comes the lawyer even passed the judgment that he nullified the congresses. However, before his nullification, ADC we had a bigger issue at the national level.
That's right.
So, but as it is now, we took it to appeal, and the Shehu himself, to tell you that there were moles within the party, they have defected to another party. So automatically the appeal have, if the person that is supposed to enforce the judgment have left the party, then we need nothing. We are only following the legal process.
Interesting. Now, let me allow you to catch your breath, but you can also ponder on this. I've seen quite a number of aspirants, flaunting their posters and billboards, on the street, wanting to vie for governorship, position. But before that, the likes of Senator Ishaku Abo, who was also a very vibrant member when the coalition got started, and he was even close to the former vice president. And some people saw him as a governorship hopeful. And now we see he defected. Could there be an alignment between what you have said as regards to the irregularities melted on, Shehu Yohana, to the decision, Ishaku Abu has taken to defect from the party? This he will respond to after this time out. All right, you're watching Political Affairs on Kama TV. We'll take a short break. I'll be back in a moment. Join us again. All right, glad to know you're still there. If you have just tuned in, you're watching Political Affairs on Kama TV. I have been speaking with Honorable Alexia Fakuta Naiwa. She is a member of the African Democratic Congress, and she also contested in the last general election for the House of Representatives. And for those of you following the conversation on Facebook page, I need you to send your comments, suggestions, questions to the comment sections, and hopefully we respond to you swiftly. All right, before the break, I asked you this question, whether or not the reason behind the defection of Senator Ishaku Abo, who was one of the governors hopeful, has something to do with what Comrade Shehu Yohana referred to as irregularity, on their part.
We are talking about Senator Abo. Up to today, I can't even comprehend why he left the party. But maybe he's a politician. Maybe he calculated that the due democratic process may not come out in his favor, but I don't understand. He has been with us through the processes. He has been with us even before the day of the election, even before the day of the Congress. He has been there, but suddenly he was now partaking in even suing the party here and there. I don't know. Though from the initial stage, you have seen everything he have been saying on social media, even against the party, even against the elected chairman of the party. The truth is that the majority of the ADC masses choose somebody to be their chairman. We cannot now come on the stage and say, because a particular candidate don't like him, then the person should go. No, this is democracy. Yeah. If people decide and say, this is who we want, we don't have the right to say no. If you have your personal issue with somebody, go and resolve it. Don't take your personal matter into the party matter, because the party matter is for the general public. If today I have a personal issue with you and we are doing things of a party, I can't bring that to you, to the party. No. It has nothing to do with the party. Yeah. If you have personal grudges against the person, deal with it outside the party. So, and as far as I'm concerned, in African Democratic Congress in Adamawa, everybody have been treated fair. Everybody has been treated right, and everybody has been so far so good. We are even yet to get to the primary elections. So all these allegations have been happening, and moreover, here we are.
Well, before now, the likes of former SGF, Lawan David Babatu, he was very vocal and emphatic as regards to the activities of the party. But we have seen this time, for the past few weeks, has been a little bit lukewarm. You know, what is happening? So some rumors making the round that okay, he has left the party.
This is a very, very wrong rumor. This is not true. He has been in the party, and I think the last time he appeared on media was last week.
Mm.
He has been in the party. They are the one taking care of the affairs of the party. He has been. So all this, I even learned that some people are going around at the locality telling our people that ADC is no more, that Atiku is no longer contesting, he's going to the party. Please, those rumors are lies. These are some of the propaganda and lies the opposition are using against us to gain the trust of the people. But please, what they don't understand is that you don't gain people's trust by lying. This is politics. If you want to get the people, get them with the quality of your idea, not lies and propaganda. We have a real issue in Nigeria today, and we have to deal with it in the right way. You can't come to people after people have suffered for 4 years. You are coming to lie to them to give propaganda because the party is not working in your favor. No.
All right. Now that you've mentioned the villages, the rural areas, the hinterland, some persons may find it pretty difficult to, differentiate between ADC and NDC because of this nomenclature, such a way. But how has the ADC been able to penetrate to the rural area? Because that's where the votes are. Concentrating only on the center is just like a cosmetic surgery, but the real issue is in the rural area.
Chris, how many people know NDC in the rural area? They don't even know the NDC yet.
Hmm.
You know, left to the people at the rural area, the election in Nigeria is between All Progressive Congress, APC, and African Democratic Congress, ADC. That's why some of them had to stop so low and go in a cowardice way by telling people that ADC is no more for people to accept the new party they brought. Because people don't know them. And for people to accept the new party they brought, they have to lie to the people. That's why I'm even debunking those lies. Because most of the people at the rural area today, they believe that they only have election between two parties, ADC and APC. Nobody don't understand shaking hands. Nobody in the village don't understand the party that people shake hands. And nobody that will not call sincere for you. Before, it was PDP. But since the governor left the PDP, people now just walk away from the party. African Democratic Congress so far have 5 capable, strong, and ready to lead leaders that pick the form for ADC. Okay, Governor Umar Jibrilla have picked the form. His Excellency Ambassador Umar Suleiman have picked the form. Dr. Inwa Durkwa have picked the form. Modi Bahamotukur have picked the form. Dujuman Adamawa Musa Halilu have picked, and we are preparing to go for primaries. Unless if the candidates say no. And I think the party, even from the highest body, they want the party to go through all the democratic process as we went through with the Congress.
All right. So yeah, ADC is not looking at consensus. They're having a consensus candidate. You want to go for direct primary?
Consensus is the last option of African Democratic Congress. We are Democrats and we want people to go through the democratic process.
Yeah. Well, some will say even the consensus is democratically inclined as regard to since every aspirant must come to terms, to an agreement, must come to a truce to agree to one particular candidate. But anyway, since you said ADC is looking forward to having all the processes go democratically, we're looking forward to seeing that. This is just a part one of the conversation. We'll definitely have a build up on this conversation again. And I wish you the best of luck in your pursuit as nurturing the ADC and then clinching the leadership position, not just at the state level, but also the national level as you have proposed. Thank you very much, Honorable Elijah Naiwa Fakuta.
My pleasure.
Looking forward. All right, viewers, that's our show today. Thank you so very much for being with us from start to finish. Join us again same time and station as we come with a fresh edition of the program. Until then, stay safe. My name is Chris Jacobs. God bless Nigeria. And those of you that have followed the conversation on our Facebook page, thank you so very much. Do good by sending your questions, your suggestions, and contribution to the talking point. See you next time.